So this week's podcast, you're going to meet the Grix Sisters, who have got some got an interesting business model. They work together. They are actually sisters, and they are going to be talking about some essential oils they've got to help the nervous flyer, and they've got it in a really neat little way. So a very cool way of delivering it. So I hope you enjoy this. They're absolutely brilliant pair. So welcome to Grix Sisters. I was very keen to get that correct. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having us. Really appreciate it.
Nice pleasure. I was very intrigued by your offering, and I think it'd be something that would be very helpful for nervous flyers. So no, I don't know if we've had anybody on to promote anything like this before, so I think this could be a first.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Tell the viewers, listeners, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so we are the Grix Sisters. We are actually real life sisters. I'm Rachel, and this is my sister, Laura. Hello. So a little bit about our background. So our brand is actually called the Grix Sisters, nice and easy to remember. And our whole ethos is we're trying to get into sort of team building, creative workshops. So we're mixing up how teams get together, bringing back the human connection through our workshops, which is very exciting. Our brand is super, super colourful. We're all about bringing the energy back into people's lives at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's we sort of started last year, didn't we? It was a bit of a whirlwind. We collaborated both of our industries, which are really sort of cake decorating and yoga, sort of a complete mashup of the two. And then
obvious. I mean, I don't know why someone hasn't thought of that before.
I know, and so we sort of just used that as a foundation, really, for the sort of for the concept of the Grix Sisters. And the main reason was to bring colour back into the offices and to get a human connection being brought back together again. So our main things are using creativity and colour as a way of pulling sort of people out of their shells. And it's worked right so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing feedback, which is fabulous. And I think the best feeling is just helping other people. So the reason why we started is I worked in sort of wellbeing in companies, and I thought it was very much focused around like a tick box workplace box. Like free fruit Fridays, lots of booze in the office, lots of coffee, and it was just I felt the need to change it. So Smart Eagles trying to help one human and one team at a time. So
yeah, it's good fun. It's really good fun, and it's so lovely seeing the responses and sort of like you go in and everyone's quite sort of
subdued.
Yeah, very subdued in their shells. Going, what on earth am I here? There's crazy colour all over the tables. What is this? Who are these people standing in front of me? But by the end, it's so lovely just to see the whole dynamic change and chatting. And we've had moments where we've sat back and just looked at everyone just mingling and chatting with co-workers that I've never even spoken to on a daily basis, which is crazy, really. Someone from accounts, someone from IT, someone from, I don't know, CEO of a business. And when you get them all in the room, we class it sort of as dropping titles. So titles are dropped at the door, you take a seat, really open-minded, and it's just lovely just to see that whole sort of dynamic change and everyone feeling really interactive with each other. I'm rambling.
That's all right. No, that's all right. This is good because we're talking about one particular aspect, which is linked to the fear of flying, but it's nice for people to get a sense of who you are and what sort of stuff you're doing, because you get all sorts of people listening to this. So if anybody's listening and looking for a well-being link, I'm getting a sense that's the thing you do. And you're working with teams as well. So you can go grab these two if you want that sort of thing as well.
Attach creative team building. We're your girls.
Yeah. So tell us what's the fear of flying link, and then what's the thing you're going to talk to us about today?
Well, it's a funny one. We love traveling, absolutely love traveling. But most of our time sort of traveling together, sort of as sisters in the path, visiting all these different countries. And I think the more that you travel and the more that you fly, you naturally sort of forget the fear of flying slightly, because it becomes sort of the norm. So a bit like as I'm getting in driving or sort of just booking a train ticket, and it becomes normal. And I think the less that we've done it, the less that we've flown, especially with sort of dedicating the last year to this business as well, we've started to become a little bit panicky with it. We've panicked about flying. We're probably
I think it, don't you? Which was terrible.
definitely never thought it, and we realised how much sort of one of our products that we've created, which is our essential oil inhaler stick that we use a lot in our workshops. We realised how much of a connection, incredible connection it has to flying, because scent and essential oils has an amazing trigger and a way of really calming down the senses. To make you feel calm and sort of prevent anxiety. And we've just realised how incredible connection it has with the flying aspect. We use it normally. We call it an emergency relief and a therapist in a tube.
Sorry to eat there.
So yes, we use it. We've actually mentioned it sort of for 12-hour flights, the screaming children, where you're like, oh God, get me out of here, and you can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Whether you're 38th in the hold queue or sort of you're at work and your boss messages you at like 4:59, you're like, yeah, not today. Yeah, not today. So we use it for loads of different elements, but recently when we've been flying, we've used this essential inhaler for that, and it's helped us massively. And so I think we wanted to really spread the word about how good
Yeah.
is.
That sounds cool. So how did that come? So I've got the essential oil inhaler. Yeah.
Yes, you breathe it through your nose, so you don't have to spray anything, and that's what's so fab about it. So the essential oils actually are placed onto a wick inside a tube. So you literally just breathe it in through your nose. So you don't have to spray anything. There's no liquids or anything like that. It's not messy, which is amazing. And I think the replacement of gone are the days that we used to have sort of like a few Prosecco's before a flight, and we still do have one tea. But this is so natural.
Yeah.
It just elevates the sort of calming sensation, which is lovely. So I recently used it, and yeah, the benefits are incredible. And I think we're just trying to steer away from, taking tablets and things like that just feel like you've just got the bad effects after you get somewhere on holiday, and avoiding that sensation, and everything sort of natural for you, which is amazing. So
how did the idea of making the essential oils inhaler come about?
Oh, do you know, it's actually a funny one. We sort of like found it and stumbled it on by mistake, because our first concept that we wanted to create was to create more of like a rollable essential oil, where you sort of roll it onto your wrist and different oils. We thought this is a great idea. We could turn it into a workshop. Everyone can create their own oils. And then we spoke to this guy who really knew his stuff, didn't he? And so a proper essential oil guy. Sort of, we thought, right, we're going to order these oils from him. And then he went, well, have you got all these documentations for when you mix different oil combinations together? And I was like, what? Say what? Yeah, I thought, is that a legit thing? We have to have documents for every different oil.
And there's a lot. There's a lot of documentations, a lot of things that can go wrong with allergies and things like that. Whereas this route just kind of avoided all of that, and it just felt a bit more natural in terms of people can have it in their handbag. Obviously with flights it just works perfectly, so you could literally just breathe it in, and it just looks like if you breathe in like an inhaler fix if you're ill, it just looks like that. So it just had that kind of transition.
And then we realized that we couldn't sort of like you go down the route of sort of contact with skin so much, especially with the workshop concept of them all being very, very different, and sort of everyone making their own blends. Every blend that everyone makes is very unique to them. They can mix up to 3 to 5 oils, and it's their own bespoke blend. So we thought, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to have to find a solution to this. And we've loved it. And we love finding solutions. I think it comes from our dad. Our dad's very much a fixer, a practical fixer. So we were just researching the site and thought, it's got to be something else. And then we stumbled across these inhalers, and I thought, what's this about? And then it was perfect. It was a perfect combination. So to it has a wick that again doesn't have liquid in, so you haven't any that worry of sort of flying and stick it in your little 100ml bag.
Yeah, also it's refillable, which is amazing. They last about 2 months with the same scent, but you can just keep topping it up with oils as and when you need it.
And what's in it? Okay, are you allowed to say?
Yeah. Like
top secret.
Yeah.
It's like the baked beans recipe.
Yeah. Cadbury's dairy milk. No, we can't say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're completely pure essential oils. So, we mix sort of top notes, middle notes, base notes. So you can have a complete eclectic mix of oils depending on what scent you're mainly drawn to, which we always run through in our workshop. So you've got anything from citrus blends, so bergamot, grapefruit, to middle notes, neroli, and base notes like frankincense, sandalwood, and the heavier notes as well. So,
Yeah, they work in the same way as perfumes do. So it's because it's a pure essential oil. Essentially, perfumes are mixed with or diluted down with an alcohol base, which you then squirt all over you, and it's nicer because it's easier and it's good for the skin. But whereas obviously the essential oils are pure essential oils, are very strong. So when you then sort of have that first whiff of each one of them, it sort of knocks you back a bit. So the room can become quite overwhelming. Can't it? Sometimes it's like a mix of all these oils in the room. It's fantastic. But it's a pure essential oil, so that's why it's so strong. It lasts about a good couple of months.
Yeah. So the ones that you've got in these inhalers, so if people are interested in it, are they pre-mixed then? So you've already sort of decided this is what you need, nervous flyer.
Really good. So we've got pre-blends, which is fabulous. So we've obviously done quite a lot of research on which oils have the benefits to do with anxiety, particularly for flying. So you've got like frankincense in there, some amazing oils which are actually designed.
How does that help then? Because I don't know much about this. As soon as you start talking high note, I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's a mind
field, isn't it? When you inhale the products, or when you inhale the oils, it actually triggers the limbic system, so it's the brain's emotional center, which is very scientific and very fascinating. So it actually helps reduce that stress and promote the relaxation that you need, particularly for flying. So we're not great with taking off or landing. So well, this is perfect for us.
Yeah, it's really good in that way, and I think sort of the blends, we created 5 blends at the start. So when we were mixing, we thought, what do we need these blends for? What do people really need a mix for? So we created 5, with one of them being wake up concepts. The wake up blend is very much full of very exotic fruits, the bergamot and the grapefruit, and full of our top notes. The top notes are naturally there to sort of, they last about sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. They're very light. But they're a way of waking you up. They're naturally sort of a mood lifter, very clarifying. And then our next blend that we created was focus. So it's for that 3 p.m. slump that you get in the afternoon at work, where you think coffee and sugar just really isn't hitting it.
Yeah.
And it's actually full of all of the blends that basically reduce anxiety and mental fatigue. And that's known for it naturally, as essential oils are known to actually trigger and support all these sort of areas within the day, but in a natural sense. That's why we loved it so much. We do one Zen one day we blend, which is very full of lavender. So people use it a lot to sort of calm down and
pop lavender on your pillow, but it's just lovely to have next to your bed as well. Just go to sleep.
Vacay, we've got a vacay blend, and that's full of like, it literally is like, we call it, it's like a vacation blend.
like vacay is in like you're going on holiday, like vacation.
You used to make it slang. We've made it in a slang word instead, just to really sort of make people think, what on earth is going on here?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Holidays. Like just picture yourself in Positano on a beach, and that scent just literally triggers that memory of being on a beach, and it smells quite. It's just got lots of neroli in it, lots of very citrusy, uplifting oils, and it was just literally like holiday in a tube. So if you're pressing
Holiday in a tube.
holiday in a tube. You are. Can we paint that?
That means did it. It's your style.
I did. Yeah. So we created 5 scents and in inhalers. That was our sort of first sort of starting. And then we have them. We're actually going to be launching them back again for Christmas. Doing them sets to purchase, or you can buy individually, sort of ones that you really sort of warm to, whether it's one individual one. We actually recently we actually created a bespoke blend for a Christmas showcase for a hospitality brand in Manchester. They basically said, we're bored of pens, we want something for everyone to take away in a gift bag that's not boring that you end up chucking away. So the inhalers came into play. And they said, right, we want a bespoke Christmas scent that reminds everybody of being at that event. So when you then go home, it's branded with the name, and you smell it and you go, oh, that reminds me back again when we had that Christmas showcase. Drinking Moe, and it was really good. And so it's sort of like, it's a really fabulous sort of brand activation element that we're using. And they created their own bespoke Christmas scent in there that they use. Yeah, absolutely. So sort of like a wild oyster with it all. We've just gone a bit wild with it. Yeah.
We got one I can look at. I'm trying to visualize it, like.
Yeah.
So you're the one job I said, let's just have all our oils in front of us. And what have we not done? What have we not that exact thing? The one thing we're talking about.
Well, about 300 behind us, which is hilarious. They're just like, she's doing it. She's getting it. She's getting it.
Oh, brilliant. So for those listening on audio only, Laura is currently rummaging.
She is. The funniest thing is, we've literally got about 300 in our cupboard.
This is what you call being ADHD and not very organised. Okay, so I will show you the sets that we have. So, for instance, this is our wake up blend. So it's like a little tube.
Oh, so they are like a little tube, aren't they? Yeah, that's cool.
And then it's got it's a lid that you take off, but on the top, you can see it's got loads of holes inside.
Yeah.
And that's where you basically breathe in. So you breathe in those. And inside a little wick, if you can see that.
Yeah.
Which is full of essential oils. So in our workshop, we run through each oil and each benefit in our workshop. So then you can literally make your own bespoke blend, which is fabulous. So it's a little box that they come in. This is our branding, right?
Yeah. Very nice.
Inhaler sticks are in this box.
Oh, well, like cigars. That's so cool.
Yeah.
People have called them all sorts. Honestly, was had some dodgy names as well.
Yeah. I thought of a couple of things, but I thought when we said.
I'm like, it's really innocent, honestly.
Yeah. So we've got a wake up blend, we've got a hustle, we've got the vacay blend. Unplug we call sort of very sort of our festive, really getting ready to go to a cabin and just completely sort of very log fire, warming.
Yeah, fluffy socks, pajama vibe.
Yeah, and then our Zen blend as well. So we've got a 5 that sort of takes you through the day. But I think our popular one really has been our calming sort of vacation blend, because it's just something that's very subtle and it just sort of calms senses down. But there's certain ones that do trigger certain notes, which is lovely, just to be able to release anxiety, which is the fabulous idea about the flying element.
So which one? So is it the vacay one that you used when you went away? Is that one? Or have you...
All of them? You literally have all of them. We take all of them on board.
Yeah, and I think it's naturally ones that you're drawn to. So everyone's that we speak to, they're naturally drawn to different essential oils, and they have all different points and senses. So it's really just a personal preference. Every one of them, sort of frankincense has incredible ways of releasing anxiety. So to be able to have a collaboration of all those oils mixed together, first of all, this is really wonderful.
So show us that cool little box again, because that's very nice.
That's our brand now. I'm going to drop them now. Our brand name on the top of Grix Sisters, and just little boxes that we send out in the post. They've been quite popular, haven't they?
Yeah, especially for like stocking fillers and things like that. And obviously it's completely bespoke and they last so long. So yeah, they're great little gifts as well, which is me.
So you sell as a pack, not as individual ones, yeah.
Individual as well. Yeah, we could pop one in our fancy little box. So yeah.
Oh, very cool. So when you mentioned about that you getting a little bit more anxious and stuff. So how do you think it helped you with that? Apart from, like if you're trying to avoid the Prosecco.
Yeah, I think for us, I think the anxiety and obviously the fear of flying, especially when it's turbulent, that's my trigger. And coming from sort of a yoga background, I sort of know all the techniques that I need to use. I know I should be focusing on my breath. I even do the sort of like countdown from 10. So this is my, I always feel like when there's that trigger, I just feel like overwhelmed, and I do have sometimes a sense of feeling quite claustrophobic on a plane. So it's more my mindset than anything. But I do just find the oils just help relieve that stress, and it's knowing that trigger's happening and I'm like, okay, I can control this. That's when the essential oil inhalers, it tends to come in. So but yeah, I've just found it just helps, and it just makes me calm down. I just feel that comfort and that kind of relief as well, and knowing that I am safe and there is literally nothing going on and it's fine.
But so so whether it's turbulence or claustrophobia, you find that one of these inhalers has been enough to sort of get you back to feeling normal again.
Yeah, and I think like we went through sort of stages of being completely sober, so we've flown completely sober and not relied on a small day, a very small sip. A few months.
Moved on from that then.
We tried.
Yeah, we moved on.
Teach Sunny, I've flown like obviously without the Prosecco and used these, and it's still been amazing. So I think it brings in that sense of when everyone sort of says, if you're sort of overwhelmed, it's bringing back the breathing techniques, isn't it? It's breathing in and sort of having control of your breath. And I think by having something of this inhaler with a scent, that also enables and sort of boosts the sort of the calmness of it all. It sort of works hand in hand, and we're sort of trying to get into sort of using sort of a guided meditation through that as well. So there's sort of three elements: the breathing element, the scent that's basically controlling it, but with listening to something as well that can support every element of the takeoff and all those fearful flyers out, to be able to support them in some way that's in a more of a natural sense than popping pills and bubbles, really.
Yeah. I love that. So, before we finish, you must sort of like tell us how we get hold of it and all the rest of it. So, don't forget to do that.
Yeah. Seems just too much.
So I know. So what's the plan then? Like what's the global takeover look like?
I think in terms of flights, I think for us, obviously, we'd love to get onto an airline, whether it was like Virgin or British Airways, and completely rebrand these. So they're, I look very hostessy today.
Very good.
Yeah. But whether it's with Virgin, we could obviously like brand these with the brand colours, red, and then our idea was with the takeoff having the QR code of a meditation, whether it's calm or headspace, to merge the two together. So in our minds, we have this visualization of we're in first class, wonderful. You press the button, and with the champagne that comes out, we get the little inhaler and the QR code, and you're ready for takeoff. And it's just kind of that process that is our ideal, isn't it?
Yeah, headphones in, you've got your inhaler, you're ready to do sort of like that 5-10 minutes takeoff, or even just that resetting when when the plane's sort of like going around the corner, you're waiting for the engines to sort of rev up, and like that adrenaline sometimes sort of builds up inside you.
I hate that thing.
Yeah, I like it because I feel like I'm like, let's go, it's exciting. But for others, it's not. So it's then that pre-build up maybe of just resetting your whole but we love the idea of having it through sort of meditation. Meditation is such an important thing for the first time, when you wake up in the morning, the first set of the day. So then to include that with a scent practice and a breathing practice, I think, that's our plan, to take over the world by filling every flight with inhalers. Yeah. I think it's a jiggle.
So anyone that owns an airline,
That's after Richard Branson. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So I've got to ask you, why do you think you started to feel a bit more anxious? And I know you said, oh, you were flying more and then you're flying less, but some people can develop it when they are flying every week or every couple of days. So I'm just curious, is that pure nosiness? Because it's what we spend most of our time talking about. Is why didn't you both got it? Oh, that's what I find. All of that's really interesting.
So I used to be absolutely fine. I used to fly a lot more long haul, like in my early 20s, and didn't even think twice about it. I was going to Australia, like Fiji, always amazing places. And then suddenly, I think it's sometimes the smaller aeroplanes where you feel the like rattly. I think the more of the Euro trips you end up doing, you feel more turbulence. And so I think my anxiety came from that. And I did get stuck in a lift once, and I think that's triggered a lot of claustrophobia for me. So go in, I say that I feel a bit trapped and I can't get that feeling out of my head. So a mix of everything really, and then obviously a lot of people say about the sort of lack of control. You're just completely out of control of that whole sensation. So I think that's a big trigger for me, is the control.
I always think understanding the noises that might have come about with the planes. I think the more that we're educated and we know about it, it takes that fear away. So it's like we were saying about turbulence. So sometimes if we know that the plane's only dropping probably an inch, but it feels like we've just gone on a roller coaster ride with the Nemesis, we've just dropped ourselves off the edge, and it just feels a little
quite good imagination then. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
I don't just makes me think I want to go out to a roller coaster ride. I don't actually like roller coasters. It's just more that. Yeah, it's that feeling of knowing that you're so high up in the air, and I think the lack of control, and it's the more that we know and educate ourselves, I think, around understanding those noises of the plane and what's actually really going on. I think it takes a lot of the anxiety generally off, and I think that maybe we should give like a 5-second clip every time they go sort of through all the emergency exits and what's going on. They just right, if this noise happens, it's this. If this goes on, and so the captain,
no one knows. I mean, we haven't educated ourselves on it, but that's what actually would be fascinating for us to do as well, because I think we've measured you up.
better understand yours.
and I think understanding it more and what's normal.
I don't think sometimes really bad films help. I think when you watch the films of a lot of plane crashes, I think because you then think you're going to be the only one that happens to.
That's awful. You shouldn't do it. Just need to watch calm stuff all the time, I think.
Need a bit of
Yeah. No, I was just curious. It is easy to build the fear, and then once you sort of if you watch any of that nonsense that's on, the films. Whenever I watch a film which is revolves around aircraft, it's always nonsense. It's such nonsense.
Oh, is it? That's good to know.
The only one that was quite good was the one on Sully, the Hudson landing. That was truer to the book. But a lot of the other stuff, is just all that wouldn't happen. That's rubbish. That's nonsense. It's that frustrating. We work in aviation to see those things. It's just like so annoying. It's not true. But if people don't know, it's just going in their head, isn't it?
Your head, and then your mind plays triggers, isn't it? And it gets worse and worse and worse because you're sort of it's overwhelming. It always reminds me of the Bridesmaid film when she sort of said, "Have you seen the colonial woman on the wing?" And I think that Bridesmaid film, generally, when she's on there and she's knocking back sort of whiskies, isn't she, and everything. And I think that's quite a poignant film where it's sort of like that fear of flying in that it's sort of really sort of comedian sense, which probably a lot of people have been seeing. But yeah, maybe it's all in our heads. I think a lot of it, but the moment we can understand it more and sort of educate ourselves, and I think that's where half the battle is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to do a leap from the aircraft moves an inch to like a roller coaster nemesis, massets going down. I mean, that's quite a vivid imagination.
Very vivid.
Well done.
Goes on in my brain. Yeah.
So, give us a big plug for it then. How do we get hold of your products and anything else you want to say about it? Just this is your moment.
Oh, this is it. I feel like the X Factor moment now. So,
Yeah. No, well, you've already, it's a done deal. People will be going, oh, that's interesting because I know a lot of people that listen to the podcast, and we've got, the group's growing, our Facebook group's growing bigger and bigger. We've got 10,500 lovely humans in there now. So,
oh, that's so nice.
Tell them why this will help them, because I think people like something. Especially if it's portable, you can get it through the airport and stick it in the little thingy bag, and it's not going to cause any dodgy questions. I think that's great.
Got pulled apart, yes.
Very fine to.
Yeah, so I mean,
Us is more for the flying. I think our focus now is just how we can get this onto aeroplanes. So if there's anyone listening that might have a connection with any of the airlines, that would be fabulous. So our main focus at the moment is just to really plug obviously all the benefits that we've created in this essential oil inhaler stick, get it on as many airlines as possible, and we just want it to become the norm. So you're just seeing everyone in their seat on an airplane. First thing people do, meditation, inhaler stick, maybe a glass of champagne if you're lucky, and that's our main ethos at the moment, and that's our aim, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So they'll be actually launching back on our site. So it's the Grix Sisters. It's www.thegrixsisters.co.uk, which is our website, where we'll have our products on there as well, which we're launching back again for Christmas. So the inhalers will be on there to purchase. So if you're looking for something, want to give your friend or a stocking filler, or you are that person who just wants something to fly as a different alternative to give a go, you'll be able to purchase for them on there sort of individually or as part of a set of 5, just to see what you think of 5 different blends. We run our lovely creative workshops as well. So off the back of sort of brand activations, we're running in for like a big influencer event at the end of the month. Got this concept as part of their product launch. And obviously if you've got a team that you feel like might benefit from us coming in the office as 2 crazy sisters, I promise we are normal. We're just needing a bit of energy in your office and you're just wanting a creative workshop, then where you'll go to, girls. Yeah, definitely brings teams together, I think, and brings people together. So we did a private workshop last week for friends and family, and it was just lovely just to see everyone talk about senses and where it brought them back to. Holiday or a memory or sort of growing up as sort of a couple, and it really binds people in a different way, and that's just so lovely to see. So we've sort of got the end product, but we also then run the workshops ourselves sort of around about an hour and a half. So anyway, so you can email us as well. So our email addresses and details are on our website. But also you can email us at hello@thegrixsisters.co.uk.
Oh, you sound like a proper sales.
It's very good. Yeah, very good.
I don't know what on earth came out there, but that all makes sense.
Pretty good.
No, that's great. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming on and giving a good plug. And I really hope that people take it up because you two seem like fun. And also, I like the fact you've done your research around all the oils and stuff. And it's such a neat way of packaging it, isn't it? That
Yeah.
I think are super convenient for people. And that's really important. So thank you.
Oh no, you're more welcome. Thanks for having us. How did you guys today? Lovely. Thank you for your thing. Brilliant.
Good luck with it.
Oh, super. Thank you. We're millionaires. What was it that slogan? Millionaires next year, hopefully. Yeah.
Exactly. So while you met them here first on the podcast.
We will do. We will do. Thank you very much.
Right, guys.